Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker. Please forgive me. It is dark 30 in the morning, the day you're seeing this or the day this will go live. I can't guarantee when you actually watch this, but we are having to reorganize how this week's videos go up, what I'm talking about, everything else. So, life did a thing that was really entertaining, and now I've got to play catch up. So here we are. I want to let you know today we are doing Project UFO check-in. We weren't supposed to do this for another 2 weeks as I had planned it, but life. So we may as well go ahead and continue with the accountability part of my channel here. We did the using my stash check-in. Now we're going to do Project UFO check-in and kind of talk about where we are there, how I'm feeling about projects, things like that. On Thursday, we're going to have a completely different type of video. I've mentioned a couple of times there are some things I found sweater-wise in particular for the summer, and a number of you guys asked me to do a share of the patterns. So I'm going to try to do one of those on Thursday. I have a list of some fingering sport and DK weight sweaters, just because we'll talk about it Thursday. And then on Saturday, we will have the announcement for June's make-along. So, yes, we're gonna do this. We're just gonna roll with what life is dishing today. Nothing horrible's happened. This isn't dramatic or anything like that. Just time and energy at the same time, same place has been very not on my side. So we are going to roll with what we can do, how we can do it. So that is where we are. And then obviously Tuesday we will have the Spook Your Spring Make-Along wrap-up. Thursday we should hopefully have a show and tell, and I'm not sure what we're going to talk about on Saturday now because we've kind of moved forward a bunch of stuff that I had planned on doing in June. So, ay. Anyway, on to Project UFO and where we stand. So I have to say I'm in a good place, bad place with Project UFO. I'm in a good place because there's lots of highlighter going on my checklist here. I'm kind of upset about it though, because we are frogging projects or have frogged projects. And to me, that kind of is a catch-22. I like the fact that the projects are no longer, once again, taking up visual space downstairs, because all of my WIPs and UFOs are downstairs right now, I think. Except for, there's a blanket in here. But anyway, yeah. I have some very mixed bagged feelings, because now I have to figure out what to do with the yarn from those projects. And I have to figure out, like, do I just want to cast them back on, or do I want to come up with completely new projects for these yarns? So, real quick, I haven't touched any of the needlepoint projects. So the snowman table runner hasn't been touched. The Christmas cross stitch hasn't been touched. So we're out of the gate, there's that. There's 17 other Project UFO projects listed here. I have frogged or finished 2, 4, 6 of those. So that's not too bad. I mean, out of 17, 6 have been frogged or finished. That's pretty good. And then I have another 3 in the ones I hope to finish this year that have gotten work in them. Now, I do have the 3 multi-year projects. The fingering weight granny stole, the corner to corner DK weight scrap blanket, and my worsted weight knit miter blanket. So, let's kind of run down these real quick. Peppermint swirl blanket has had no touchy. Tris, if you're watching this, reach out mid-June and maybe we can schedule to do a mal in July. Because there's like 4 of us that started this peppermint swirl blanket and none of us have finished it. And there's like 1 or 2 more who have said they want to make it. So maybe we can hold each other accountable in July. So reach out. We'll talk mid-June. Give me a couple weeks. hexagon napkin. So I really need to pull this out and see how big it is. I think it comes to here. I want it to be my height. So that's really not that far. I mean, if we're at 4.5 feet, 4 feet, that'd be 4 feet. If we're at about 4 feet, that's only 6 inches I need to add in rounds, because 6 inches becomes 12 inches. So I really need to pull that out and just kind of see where I am and take it from there. But that's neither here nor there. I have another blanket project that I'm working two off this list that I'm actively working on right now. So it is what it is. Pickle jar scarf has gotten work. I'll put this in up here. I've gotten a couple inches in on it. Not going to lie, I'm not happy with that, but that's where we are. There's no excuse for it. This is such an easy project. I can't figure out why it's not one I'm reaching for to work on. I don't know. I don't understand. Spring Circle and Square is the one project I think is up here being stored crochet knitting wise, and I have not touched that. I haven't even gone into the closet to get it. Casper the Snowman, I still think I have done. I just need to go dig through the closet, find the bin, pull it out, and see if it is. Arrow Scarf still hasn't been touched. Ease Light Poncho Shawlette frogged. Dewdrop Shawl finished. Tan and White Granny Square. Now we're up to 2024's projects. Haven't touched it. Won't take me long once I pull it out. Just haven't pulled it out. Christmas Print and Cross Stitch. Haven't touched it. Kisa Tea. I did get some work on this earlier this year. But now it's buried again. So I'm not quite sure where it is, to be honest. I think it might be on my cart in the bedroom, but I'm not 100% sure. That probably needs to be rectified. Multi-directional top I have frogged. I wasn't that far along in it. I was only about like this far up the sleeve from wrist to... We're just... If I decide I still want to make it using the Brava and the pink, I'll recast it on. It's okay. Right now, it's taking up visual space downstairs, and I'm not sure where I am on the sleeve. So, you know what? It's frogged. We will come back to it. I might actually have some other yarns I want to make that top with, though. Rose Water Shawl, haven't touched it. That's part of the Simply Sock Yarn review I tried to do, plus the Sock Set Shawlette, which has gotten a little bit of work, so I can pop that in up here. I finished my Christmas socks. I am currently working on the Cedar Halloween Mal blanket. So when I picked it up, I was in week 2. I am now part of the way through week 3. It is taking me a lot to get work on this. It's not the problem's not the project. The problem is me and how I need to have like everything spread out. And Troy's been home for the last 4 days, so spreading out on the sofa is kind of hard when you have to share the sofa with another person. So that I understand why that has been not getting too much work the last week. It's me. I'm the problem. Hi, it's me. I finished the Prairie Shawl, and I also had another shawl down there that was using the DK Weight ALCs and Yarnables, and it's called the Sky Shawl. And I'm not sure how this didn't get on the list, but I was going to do a shawl using these. I still want to do something using these 3 together, but yeah, I decided to frog it. I wasn't working on it, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. So there's that. So in the multi-year projects, I have not touched the fingering or the miter square this year. Now, I did set the miter square blanket up for success. I have that in with my Project Granny Deck stuff. So like everything is now all together for that. So I can, as I'm getting worsted weight scraps, I can put them into the miter blanket and then use them for the Granny Deck project. The Granny Deck project and I are kind of at odds. Not because there's anything wrong with the Granny Deck, but because I'm in too many places to focus on it. So Even getting like 1 day a week to focus on those squares has been very difficult. It's like all or nothing here right now. And unfortunately, that's one of the nothing categories. So as I'm working through other things, I can now add to the knit miter blanket as well as the granny deck. So hopefully as the year continues to progress, I'll get some more work on both of those at the same time, but they are now together combined in one big tote, so I can see it all together. The C2C DK Sport Scrap Blanket is getting work, and we've turned the first corner, so we're now working up just for length. I think I need a foot total before I can start decreasing the final edge, and then we'll put a border on this. So I don't think right now I have enough yarn to finish the blanket in my scrap bin, but we are making more Sport and DK weight scraps as I'm making baby blankets, and I do have a couple of baby sweaters to do with the leftovers, and then those can go into this project. So we're making progress there. It's going to be slow, but that's why it's in the multi-year projects, not in the to be done yesterday list. So all in all, like I said, having that many projects finished or having gotten work on this year, I'm actually very pleased overall. It's not a dire situation like I kind of felt like I came into this year. Now, having said that, I do also have a lot of projects I've started this year. So we may be looking at 24 projects coming into 2027 if I don't get some FOs rolling here shortly. So I've got some larger projects that I want to cast on. I have some things in mind for those. So now I need to figure out how to incorporate more of Project UFO as I'm going. And once again, I said, I want to be held accountable. That's why I'm doing these videos. I need to do regular check-ins with you guys, because if I'm not working on them, maybe shame will drive me to actually get some work done on them. This is the Brava, by the way, from the multi-directional. I've got to figure out if I want to shelve it or if I want to leave it in the bag. I've got to figure that out. Now that's something stored on the floor, which is going to drive me crazy because I just reclaimed so much floor space. If you didn't watch the Using the Stash check-in, do follow up there because we reclaim floor space. Things are now getting up on the wall, which is great. Again, I'd like to slowly start getting things from the closet onto the shelves. That way I can use that closet for household storage instead of craft storage, because as craft storage, that closet is a black hole. It's not like the one I had in Charlotte where I was able to line the walls with bookcases and be able to see everything, and it was incorporated into the room. I just left that door open. We can't do that here. The shape of this closet is too awkward, and even with the light on, it's too dark. So I can't, it never feels like it's incorporated into this room. So it's a black hole. So ADD brain, I know this is a black hole. This is something that things in there are never going to get worked on as long as they're in there. So I need them out visible here. So that is the end goal with this room, is to get those things out onto the shelves so I can see those. And I have lots of wonderful projects in there that I would love to be able to see. Plus all of my pattern books are in there. So yeah, anyway, that is where we are with Project UFO. Just a quick little check-in here, rundown of the projects. I am hoping to, in July, work on, I want to finish the snowman table runner. I am going to go ahead and take that downstairs with me and make sure for July that is something that can be front and center. I don't have that far left to go on it. I just need to do the snowflakes. That's all I have to do. I decided to do these in little tiny baby running stitches, and that was my fault. But other than that, like, it's a cute project and I really want to finally have it done. And this is something that's now been sitting for 13, 14 years. Like, I just need to finish it. So anyway, I will check in with you guys soon. Hopefully in the next 2 months, we will have made enough progress for me to be able to say, hey, let's talk about this again and see where we are and come back in and refocus again. So anyway, where are you on finishing your UFOs? Have you been working on them? Have you forgotten about them? Are you in the same boat as me where it's like, I am working-ish on things, but I feel like I'm not making progress, but I am making progress because I can see the progress, but anyway, I love you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful, fantastic day. As always, I look forward to seeing you guys real soon. Take care. Bye, guys.